Hello, this is Dr. Making Stuff. After 10 years of waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3, it's almost finally out. But I haven't done any prediction videos or anything, so let's fix that. Now, I want to preface it that I'm not spoiled to the game yet or anything like that. I haven't played it, I don't have any friends that have played it, I haven't watched any of the Japanese Let's Plays or anything. I'm completely unspoiled to Kingdom Hearts 3. These are just some last-minute predictions I wanted to make. I want to be able to be like, haha, I told you so, if they turn out to be right. Here's basically how my theory goes. These are some theories I've had for a long time, actually since Kingdom Hearts DDD, but I haven't talked about them until now. Okay, so the first thing I have to explain before I get into the gist of my theory is Kingdom Hearts time travel, a sordid and complicated subject with many contradictions in it. Go fucking figure, we're talking about Kingdom Hearts, am I right? Alright. So, time travel is weird in Kingdom Hearts. We first saw time travel happen in Kingdom Hearts 2. Debatably. I mean, it depends on what you're including in the Kingdom Hearts canon. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2. Specifically the Timeless River level. Now, Merlin says that time travel can be dangerous, and he's able to summon a time portal with relative ease. Now, they don't make it clear whether this is just a door that he discovered in time, that he stored back to this specific time, whether he goes around just collecting time doors. Time travel is a part of Merlin's character in the movie that he's from. He is a time traveler. Maleficent says that she can take over the future by messing with the Cornerstone of Light in the past, which implies that the future can be changed by messing with time. Now this is important because the past itself apparently can't be altered, but doing things in the past can alter the present. So the Master of Masters says that you can't change the past. He very specifically says that there is nothing that he could do to prevent the Keyblade War, and nothing that the Foretellers, even with a book about what the near future holds, can do to alter time, because it's all past already. Now what he's worried about altering is the future. Presumably the Master of Masters has done something in the past that will alter the future in a way that he wants. And since we haven't seen that box opened yet, we have to presume that whatever his plan is hasn't actually, occurred yet. Anyways, so Sora does end up saving the future by going back in time to the Timeless River and removing whatever Maleficent was going to do to the Cornerstone of Light. So he did alter something in the past and change the future. Though, I guess the Cornerstone of Light had to have been there the whole time, whether Maleficent had messed with it or not. So whatever she did with it, it ended up in the castle anyways. So, arguably, neither one of them really altered time. They just altered something in the past that ended up only having an effect on the future, and none of the events leading up to it. Which seems to be a hard and fast rule of Kingdom Hearts time travel. You can go back in time and mess with shit, but nothing you do will alter any events leading up to the thing that you're actually trying to change. So, now let's go into the first part of this theory. Riku is Xehanort. So, a couple of things to get out of the way. Xehanort uses time travel. So does Riku. Specifically, Riku is a fucking time genius. Joshua, who is basically the god of the world ends with you universe, explains time travel and multiverse theory to Riku several times, and pretty much instantaneously Riku understands the ebb and flow of time, what you can do to change it, what you can't do, parallel universe theory, and all sorts of Rick and Morty-X bullshit that he shouldn't really be able to get unless he's like a Time Lord or something. So Riku is a theoretical physicist genius godchild, somehow. Thing number 2, Riku has a weird immunity to darkness. See, most people who fuck around with darkness turn into something weird. Maleficent turns into a big dragon at one point, Sora turns into a little Heartless, most of the nobodies turn into little white globs on the floor, but not Xehanort. No matter what he does with darkness, no matter how much he fucks up, he seems to stay pretty human and sane, which is weird, because most people who mess with the darkness seem to go kinda cuckoo bonanza and turn into some weird monster thing. Riku has the same ability. No matter what kind of dark moves or dark portals or dark weirdness Riku seems to do, nothing seems to keep him down for very long. Another thing, Xehanort and Riku both act alike in certain ways. There's a scene where Xehanort holds out his hand to Sora, and sure as shit, it's the same way that Riku holds out his hand to Sora. So Xehanort and Riku both do the hand holding out thing. And Sora even sees Xehanort as Riku, so Riku says Xehanort's Heartless is part of him at a certain point in DDD. Sora seems to call Xehanort Riku. Yeah, there's this point where Sora and Xehanort are having this conversation, and it's young Xehanort. You know, the one that looks exactly like Riku, except he's not Riku because his skin is brown and his hair is different and he has yellow eyes. Okay, well, Xehanort's talking to Sora about a bunch of things. He's basically explaining his Grand Master plan to Sora. And Sora holds out his hand and he's like, Riku? And then he passes out, okay? Implying that, at least for a second, Sora mistook him for Riku, which is the second time that that's happened, by the way, in DDD. Okay, so Xehanort is explaining his master plan to Riku and Mickey in DDD, and he explains some hard and fast rules of time travel, apparently. It's important to note here that Xehanort's time travel seems very different from the Master of Masters time travel and Merlin's time travel. Okay, so the first thing he says is, you must first leave your body behind. Only your heart can go into the future and time travel. Okay, this is kind of weird, because Sora in Timeless River did go to the past without, like, becoming a nobody or a heartless or any of that shit. Now, this might have been because he used a special doorway. Maybe if you're traveling in time and you don't have a magical doorway, then you need to leave your body behind? But he doesn't preface it with, if you're not going to use a magical doorway, then you have to leave your body behind. So we really don't know if, like, that's true. The second rule that he has for time travel: there must be a version of you where you're going. Now, earlier on, Xigbar says that there's a version of Sora in the past on Destiny Island, which is the only reason he was able to use the Sleeping Worlds or whatever, because I guess there's a version of Destiny Islands in the Sleeping Worlds. Whatever. Anyways, suffice to say, I guess if you're gonna time travel to the past, it has to be your past, okay? Now, the Riku is Xehanort theory wouldn't work because of this, because he wouldn't be able to go to a past that he wasn't part of. In other words, he can't go back 60, 50 years ago because Riku didn't exist back then. I'm going to explain some reasons why that might be bullshit here in a second. Once you go back in time, time moves normally. This means that time is not like a VHS tape. You can't just like rewind, fast forward, whatever. You have to experience time in a normal way. You won't know whether the things that you've done have altered the future until you get to the future. So if you were to go 50, 60 years in the past, you wouldn't know that the time that you came from was affected until you lived up until that point, if you did. Another thing is, in Kingdom Hearts 3, Riku and Xehanort seem to look a lot alike. Like, not only do they have the same haircut when Xehanort is playing chess. Remember, Xehanort playing chess is Xehanort's earliest time. That's like when he was first found by the Keyblade wielders. And remember that when Xehanort was first discovered by Ericus, he had no memories of the past. So that's kind of interesting. Also, Xehanort's eyes haven't completely turned yellow yet. He still has bluish-green eyes that just aren't completely Xehanort-like. He's not even as dark brown as Xehanort usually is. Has time travel not made him a crispy nugget yet? For whatever reason, he looks a whole lot like Riku. Riku and Xehanort even have the same fighting stance. It's weird to see. When they're both fighting each other, they use the exact same battle stance. This weird up scorpion pose thing that they both do. Like they're gonna stab down at their enemy. And even though most Keyblade wielders use two hands on their blade, even old man Xehanort only uses one hand on his blade, and so does Riku. Okay, so that covers all of the similarities between Xehanort and Riku. This is how I think it went down. Riku goes to the past in Kingdom Hearts 3 to prevent Xehanort from destroying the world. I think that he wins, okay? So, Riku goes to the past to stop Xehanort, using a special time portal like what Merlin produced to go to Timeless River. This would mean that he wouldn't be leaving anything behind. But somehow, because of time travel, he loses his memories. Or maybe he's able to send his body and not his heart. But for whatever reason, Riku goes back to in time to stop Xehanort, but he ends up becoming Xehanort. You see, when somebody loses their way in the worlds of Kingdom Hearts, they end up usually getting sent back to one of two places. Their home, where their heart originated, if it still exists, or Traverse Town, if their home isn't present. In this case, Destiny Island would still exist in the past. So if Riku went 65 years in the past and was just floating in the nothingness, he would be sent back to Destiny Island, which is where Xehanort was found without any memories. Despite being untrained, Xehanort supposedly has the natural ability to wield a Keyblade, which would make sense if he has subconscious memories of already having wielded one. Not only that, but Xehanort and Riku already use the same fighting stance. I think that Xehanort has Riku's fighting stance because the reason why young Xehanort looks like a slightly older Riku is because he just is a slightly older Riku. Hell, Xehanort's haircut from the chess game even looks like Riku's haircut in Kingdom Hearts 3, but like, I don't know, with a year of hair growth. I believe Riku and Xehanort are the same entity. This gets me on to another theory about who's who in time travel, because I think that this happened more than once in the Kingdom Hearts universe. Sora is the Master of Masters. Yes, everybody is somebody in time travel now. I believe Sora went back in time to prevent whatever bad Evangelion-like event happens in Kingdom Hearts 3. He goes back in time to prevent Xehanort from destroying the world or whatever. And I think that he becomes the Master of Masters. Let's look at things that the Master of Masters has. Well, he can connect his heart to everybody else's heart so that he can summon Keyblades from them. Lee says that it's actually relatively hard to summon your Keyblade from your own heart. And Sora / the Master of Masters doesn't seem to have a problem producing Keyblades. Sora gets a Keyblade he's not supposed to get, he gets 2 Keyblades at one point, Roxas has a Keyblade, Xion has a Keyblade. Accidentally, even though he's not a Keyblade wielder, Sora seems to produce the most Keyblades. And in Kingdom Hearts 3, he has a brand spanking new Keyblade that we've never seen before. So, Sora definitely has an affinity with the Keyblade. Another thing is, not only would Sora have the capacity to be able to summon Keyblades from people's heart, theoretically, but Sora also has a connection with the Dream Eaters. A really strong connection with the Dream Eaters. He goes back at the end of DDD just to thank them, and ends up spending a lot of time in the Dreaming World, doing God knows what. He lies to his friends and says that it's only going to be a short while, but he basically disappears for however long. Long enough for Goofy and Donald to be worried about it. Anyways, when he returns and says that he has a secret. The only other character that we've heard use the word secret in this exact same cadence is the Master of Masters, when he tells his apprentice that what's in the box is a secret. So I think that Sora and the Master of Masters have enough in common. Oh, by the way, same eye color. The eye on the Gazing Eye Keyblade is blue, and Sora's eye is also blue. But yeah, I think the Master of Masters is just a grown-up, jaded Sora from a period of time where everything goes to shit and everyone dies. And he's trying to change time so that that doesn't happen. This leads us to what's in the box. If I end up being right about any of this, I guess huge spoiler warning, because whatever's in the box is gonna really change things for Kingdom Hearts. So here are my 3 theories. 1, light is in the box. It is possible that all of the light that was stored by the foretellers for the Master of Masters was actually put in some sort of sub-dimension, which is linked to the box. If you opened the box up, all the light would flood out. So if darkness takes over the world, like Xehanort's trying to do, and it's nothing but darkness, maybe opening the box restores enough light to make new worlds and such. Another thing that could be in the box is the Cherethy that Sora talks to. Perhaps the Master of Master made a Dream Eaters containing events from the past that there was no way of anybody from the future knowing, some technique that he learned in the past to saving the future, and the only way for him to pass that information down was through his Cherethy. We do see Sora talking to one of the Master of Masters' Dream Eaters in the present. We know it's the present because he has his Kingdom Hearts 3 outfit on. So Sora does talk to a Cherethy at one point, and maybe that's what's in the box. Also, it's not something that Lushu can't comprehend, because the Master of Masters tells Lushu what's in the box, and Lushu's like, what? Why? Implying that he knows what's in the box, but why would that be there? A Cherethy feels like it would fit. It's not like, oh my god, that amazing thing is in the box. It's, why would you put that in a box? So maybe a Dream Eater makes sense in that context. The last and final thing that could be in the box, and I guess this would be the most predictable, is some incarnation of Kingdom Hearts. Now, if Kingdom Hearts, or a Kingdom Hearts, was in the box, which is just a humongous collection of hearts, it could theoretically bring all of the worlds back to their normal state, Dragon Ball style. Maybe the only way to fix this is Deus Ex Machina. And so Sora opens up the box, and boom, there's a Kingdom Hearts inside of it. He's able to fuse with it, and his Kingdom Hearts does epic giant heart battle with Xehanort's Kingdom Hearts. But I guess we'll have to wait to find out. Anyways, those are my Kingdom Hearts theories. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, like if you can. Dr. Making Stuff signing out.